I want to talk about attitude. A little over a year ago, my son Michael was involved in a terrible car accident. I remember all too well. It was raining, and he had just gotten his driver's license and was heading to school to play in a football game against a rival team. He called me, and his voice was frantic. And then the phone disconnected. And all I heard was, "Mom, I've been in a terrible car accident." I was beside myself. And the fact that I didn't have access to a cell made things even unbearable. What I did have access to, though, was the location of his car due to technology. Actually, when I arrived, Michael was in an ambulance with lacerations to his face, his neck, and his hands. He had kicked the window out and crawled through because the car was smoking. He hit a tree to avoid an incoming car moving toward his lane. He lost control. Thankfully, he was safe, protected, and he was okay. So much so that he ended up playing in that same football game that very night. This situation really taught me about the importance of attitude. So attitude is a composite of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. What you think about in a situation is going to impact your feelings and your actions. So why I could have been an emotional wreck, I had to ask myself, what do I really want to think about in this situation? And my choice of thoughts could have been something I dare to think. Because as things were happening with Michael and the accident, my feelings would have been fear, and the actions would have shown up as anxiety. And that would have caused Michael more pain. And I wouldn't have been able to be fully supportive to him upon my arrival. But I actually chose to think differently. We already know that when our children hurt, we hurt. And it becomes a frantic situation. But I said to myself, and as well as a friend who was sitting next to me, I'm going to see Michael in a different light. I am going to see him smiling, safe, alive, and we're going to hug, and it's going to be a beautiful reunion together. And what happened? My thoughts were, he is safe, he is healthy, and he is well, and he'll be back on the football field regardless of what anyone is saying. Then the feeling was exciting. And then the action was that he actually did play in that game that same night. He got cleared from his doctor as well as his dad. This situation reminded me of the importance of how we choose our attitude. Not many of us know that we can actually manage our attitude. When someone that we care about tells us something that we don't like, or maybe something critical, right? We usually react. When results at our job or our business are not favorable, you react, perhaps negatively. Then what happens is that those negative thoughts create negative feelings, those negative actions, and then negative results. But you can actually be in charge of you. You can learn to choose your perception of a situation. You cannot change the facts, but you can learn to create your perception of the situation that is going to give you strength. So, for example, imagine that you are going to the doctor and there are two people with you and they both find out at the same time that they're sick. One person will think that, I'm sick. This is terrible. My health is going down. The other person may be thinking, oh, this is temporary and it's just something that I have to go through right now and I'll be healthy, or I'll be my healthy self soon. The difference is attitude, is that it will make one person sick and sicker, and it makes the other person healthy and healthier. It's the same with your relationships, your job, or your business results. When you are observing results outside of you, something is happening around your co-workers or your team. Maybe you are seeing your revenue decrease, or you are experiencing an issue in a relationship. You can either react or respond, or you can actually create your own perception. You can learn to stay in an upbeat attitude all the time. So in 1960, the wealthiest man in the US at the time was W. Clement Stone. He had a saying that says, that's good. It didn't matter what was happening in his world, what was happening even all around him in his business, with his relationships. Whatever it was, he kept a positive attitude. Now, this is an attitude that most successful people in the world also keep. You can develop that same kind of attitude. Start thinking for yourself. Henry Ford said that most people don't think. It's like the hardest thing to do is to think. Most people don't. We react. We react to people and we react to circumstances. We react to our own results rather than thinking about it. And then starting to create results based on those positive thinking attitude. I have an event coming up on July 17th. It's called Unshakable. And it's going to be for 1 hour, 3 days, starting at noon, where I'm going to be talking for one of those days about attitude, how to create an unshakable mindset so that your attitude is a be positive all the time, regardless of circumstances, regardless of the people around you and how they act and what they say and what they do. You are in charge of you. I'd love for you to attend. The link is in my profile or in the comment section. You know, sometimes I still catch myself reacting. I'm human. But the difference now for me is that I quickly, like within 30 minutes, shift. I used to be like a whole wreck for the whole day thinking about a certain situation. What is my attitude? I am reacting or responding, and you can learn to be in charge of you too. So have an amazing day, and don't forget to click the link below, and I'll see you on the 17th for Unshakable. See you soon.